My next patron question is from Robert, who wants to know about the status of children's toys currently and in the future. With the rise of smartphones, iPads, tablets, social media, and all things electronic related being extremely popular with kids, do you think that toys and action figures are obsolete or in the process of being, since many kids don't seem to care about toys? There's still adult collectors like myself, but it seems that toys don't seem to grab interest of kids as much as something like a smartphone or any electric device. It does seem that not everything is popular forever. Many franchises do extremely well in toy sales like Transformers, Ninja Turtles, G.I. Joe, Masters of the Universe, Barbie, My Little Pony, Pokemon, Star Wars, Power Rangers, Thomas Tank Engine, and even Cars, and some mainly only exist just to sell toys. It's even said that toy sales are more important than ratings, but overall, what are your thoughts? That is something I've thought about, as I do think it's necessary for a child's development to be able to have access to toys that can fuel their imagination. So many parents are content to plop their children in front of some mobile game and let that be the thing that entertains them. With that said, I don't think toys will ever go away, mainly because they represent a major source of income for companies. For example, merchandise sales take up a massive portion of Disney's revenue every year. Part of this is probably fueled by the theme parks also providing a significant amount of revenue, with children likely seeing their favorite characters in the gift shops and wanting to bring them home. One character that has particularly risen as a huge seller is Stitch. Children apparently love Stitch, and the plushes and toys related to the character sell like crazy. Disney actually made $4 billion off Stitch merchandise last year. So if you wondered why the live-action remake was such a big success, that's why. Another character who's become a massive seller of toys is Bluey. Although, interesting enough, it's the BBC that holds global merchandising rights, not the Australian Broadcasting Corporation, which co-produces the show. Cars is a notable example of something that has made far more off toy sales than the movies and other media, although it seems slapping a face on a vehicle is a surefire way to make money. Why? Because children love rolling cars and trains and other vehicles on the carpet and coming up with stories with them as they speed along. So giving them faces is only going to fuel their imaginations more. You may notice that these examples I mentioned start off as films or television shows. That's a major way to keep toy sales going. Introduce these characters that inspire children, and then they'll want the toys based on the characters, and then they essentially make their own fan fiction with them. Or they turn into comfort characters for them, where they need them by their side when they go to bed. How many children feel safer having Bluey or Peppa Pig or the Paw Patrol with them when their parents switch off the lights for the night? Probably a lot. Not to say only these types of toys will be the ones that children want. Look at the incredible longevity of Lego and how that continues to be something children enjoy playing with, because there are so many endless possibilities for things to do with Lego, and children like that. Lego remains extremely popular and a big seller with children, although collectors obviously contribute some amount to those figures too. It starts early with the Duplo sets, and then children transition to the smaller Lego pieces. Even with the company partnering with brand names like Disney and DC, I still think the appealing nature of Lego and the way children play with them is what keeps the company going. Barbie is another toy brand that's a big revenue generator, and this was even before the movie was released. In fact, Barbie is Mattel's most popular product, slightly outselling even Hot Wheels and Thomas the Tank Engine, although those are big sellers too. Now, are there toy brands that have faded in popularity? Certainly. Teddy Ruxpin was a big deal in the 80s, but a lot less so now. Meanwhile, He-Man in the Masters of the Universe no longer has the same relevance with children today, and it's mostly adult collectors who buy the toys. Even the demographics for the new movie skewed a lot more men over 45 rather than families. So looking at a lot of these sales figures, I think it's clear that toys still remain a major part of children's lives, even if new technology like tablets and iPhones do create a problem. I think it's important for parents to continue to help their children fuel their imagination by showing the endless possibilities and fun things they can do with traditional toys, whether it's dolls, Lego, or board games. You need that balance with them and giving them these activities with physical objects. Of course, certain aspects of play will fade. You don't see children pushing a wheel with a stick anymore, but give them one of those toy garages and a couple of Hot Wheels or a Lightning McQueen and Mater, and they'll be playing for quite a while. Thank you for your question, Robert.